What the hell is Saw Sports or whatever that last call
I
was
don't
talking about?
know.
What the hell is that? That was a weird.
They're from Free Love, man.
North side, south side, east side, west side. Perfect. It's the sauce, ho. You know what the fuck it is. From the east to the west, gotta represent. From the north to the south, gotta represent. They try to steal the sauce, but they ain't got the fresh ingredients. I know the round table, the real round table. Anything else, bitch, that's just an imitation. Shout out Wide, shout out Wink. What up, Tenny? What up, Ray Ray? What up, Spitz? 10 toes down since the beginning. If I miss you, I ain't dish you. Call the sauce line if you got an issue. From the Rockies, the Strouds, Texans, the Dynamo, Houston's #1 sports show, brought to you by Honcho. Perfect. North side, south side, east side, west side. It's the sauce, ho. You know what the fuck it is. From the east to the west, gotta represent. From the north to the south, gotta represent. They try to steal the sauce, but they ain't got the fresh ingredients. I know the round table, the real round table. Anything else, bitch, that's just an imitation. Shout out Wide, shout out Wink. What up, Tenny? What up, Ray Ray? What up, Spitz? 10 toes down since the beginning. If I miss you, I ain't dish you. Call the sauce line if you got an issue. From the Rockies, the Strouds, Texans, the Dynamo, Houston's #1 sports show, brought to you by Honcho. Perfect. North side, south side, east side, west side. It's the sauce, ho. You know what the fuck it is. From the east to the west, gotta represent. From the north to the south, gotta represent. They try to steal the sauce, but they ain't got the fresh ingredients. I know the round table, the real round table. Anything else, bitch, that's just an imitation. Shout out Wide, shout out Wink. What up, Tenny? What up, Ray Ray? What up, Spitz? 10 toes down since the beginning. If I miss you, I ain't dish you. Call the sauce line if you got an issue. From the Rockies, the Strouds, Texans, the Dynamo, Houston's #1 sports show, brought to you by Honcho. Perfect.
Mic check, mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. What's the motherfucking deal? Give me just a second. My timing is slightly off. Give me about 30, 40 more seconds. We're gonna jump in this thing live. We got a few things we're gonna talk about tonight. Hopefully the bot and everything is working. Don't look like it is. So we'll get that party started. But again, we'll get the roll call, all that good stuff going. Give me just one more second to put the song on for you for just a second, and then we gonna get this bitch jumping. You know, I ain't go down, little baby.
What the hell is Saw Sports or whatever that last call was talking about? What the hell is that? That was a weird.
They're from Free Love, man.
All right, what's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to Soft Sports. If you're not familiar with Soft Sports is Houston, Texas Homer Network. Means we're talking all sports, but only Houston. I go to chat for whatever reason. The chat wasn't showing up. Oh, it's right there. Okay, cool. We got a few things to talk about tonight. We're gonna talk. Is CJ back? Did CJ get his mojo back? You know, did last game show you that the CJ Stroud that we know and love is back and ready to ready to do battle heading off into the playoffs? Like, y'all just gonna see the top of the caps right now. I gotta sit down. I'm too old for this shit. We're gonna talk about the power rankings, man. The power rankings are super crazy, right? Because, you know, we'll just talk about them. We'll get into it. I didn't change the damn whatchamacallit, so I didn't do that. Let me make sure the bot's working. That's always something with this shit. Probably a short stream today. Like I said, still working on getting some things in order. A lot of these streams have really just been tests to kind of get some shit right, and a lot of these tests have failed. So whatever. All right. Put my shoe on. Cool. Now let's get this party started. Let's see what we got joining us today. So let's get it on. Now you like just have to just fucking lower the camera. Just do this shit right now. I'll do it like that because I don't feel like doing all the extra shit. Right? I don't feel like doing all the extra shit. We're gonna be lazy today. It's shiny. Literally like fresh out the shower. So if nothing else, I'm tripping. A lot of shit going on right now. I'm very upset. It's small things. Anyway, shout out to let's see, Jay Heist. I can't see him. I mean, L Heist. I'm sorry, man. I'm talking about Jay looking at me. I can't see. L Heist, J Rabbit, Purple Drake, Charles Montgomery. What's the motherfucking deal? Let me see, Steven, Jared Key, El Lobo. Let me see, what's the motherfucking deal? Backstreet Marine. What's the motherfucking deal? Yeah, thank you for joining. I'm still tinkering with the dilly dally in the backside. Let me do this real quick. All right, anywho, so first off, I told y'all if y'all haven't been paying attention, if y'all hadn't been here, if y'all might have missed, like I said, we're gonna do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, game day, stuff like that for right now. Because like I said, I'm still doing a lot with this, the back end of this stuff. I still want to make content, kind of how to get a little bit of balance there. Instead of being all in on the back end, in the backyard. All in on the backyard or, working on, putting my face out there. Okay. All right, hold on. All right, my bad. Timing is a motherfucker. I know you'll be like, this nigga Honcho so fucking unprofessional. All right, cool. So I want to talk about CJ, right? I want to talk about CJ, and I want to talk about what's been going on with CJ. I'm sorry, no, let's not. Let's talk about get the power rankings out the way first. Save the best for last, right? So I'm gonna do a little bit of complaining. I'm gonna show y'all some stuff. I'm gonna show y'all what the media. And this is why I say, man, like don't get caught up on the media hype. Don't get all into the. Oh well, I think the Texans are really good. They can really run it. Yeah, I think they got motherfuckers just be saying shit, right? Like motherfuckers flip flop. They flop and flip. They're very wishy washy. This is what they get paid to do, right? So they're gonna say what's hot. They're gonna say what the people want to hear. Because you see a lot of these same platforms that you guys listen to and get information from. They say one thing on one end, and then they show another, right? I don't know. You're like, well, it's different people, different departments. Yeah, whatever. I don't want to hear all that bullshit, right? Hey, Seuss, what's the motherfucking deal? D, what's the motherfucking deal? Watch the film, what's the motherfucking deal? You said JJ just made an interesting statement. I'd like to know more about that. But let's take a look at this real quick, right? Let's take a look at this real quick. And these are the power rankings. If you guys didn't check them out, I have not checked them out, right? I just know they exist because that's what they do. Peanut, you get away from the fucking door because I can tell you're lurking to cause nonsense and mayhem. So let's just take a look and see where they got them ranked. Like I said, I'm not gonna space a whole lot of time. Like I don't really give a fuck what other people think, but this is just what the national conversation is saying, right? The same people who get on here and say all kind of off the wall shit. I tell y'all, like when you get articles, when you read a book, when you do anything, always look people up, right? Like that's the beautiful thing about the information age is that you have access to people. And you come to find out most people in this world have an agenda. Most people in this world have like they have a plot. They have a purpose. They have a point they want to make. You know, I try to not live like that. I just try to take things as they are, right? I don't have an agenda. I have no message to push. My only bias in this world is my Houston sports fandom. I can say that honestly. And that could be a good thing. That could be a bad thing depending on, the situation. That he can still play and get a sack or two. I believe it. I mean, look, I'm telling you this, man. I believe that if you put JJ on the interior, JJ can make a play. JJ can still be real. And I mean, like, what do you need him to do in this defense? It's not like a situation where there are any holes. Most of the defense JJ played with the Texans, there might have been a hole here or there or exploit here or there. Like I said, my memory like that. I'd have to go back and look at it roster for roster. But JJ's never played with a defense that is as complete top to bottom as this one. Like, we might have had defenses where you had a good corner and a good safety. And we might have been a lot of slight drive, might have been cool. But I mean, when you're just talking about across the board, every position is you have to put respect on one of the better players in the league, right? I mean, I'm not gonna say everybody's top 10 in their position, but I mean it respectably. I mean, you probably have a good conversation saying we almost got a bunch of top 20 guys in their positions. I don't know. Like I said, all of the PFF stuff, the stats, all that shit. Like, remember the other day when PFF showed the little things before and they had Derek Stingley 61? If y'all have been down with the sauce, like since day one, since we was much more consistent sauce line, everything else was going, those things will come back. I may do that by the end of the week. We might fuck them Friday. I don't know. I just got a bunch of shit going on. So it's like I don't want to do this because I've been paying for it and don't use it for a couple of months. It's like a waste of money. So I just want to make sure I'm ready to use it. I want to make sure everything else is in order. Like I said, it's a bunch of shit going on. Like once everything's set up and the system's working as it should, like it's going to be a whole lot of interesting stuff happening here in the sauce. So I guess you guys just pay attention. I've been showing y'all little bits and pieces of it as I try to test these things. But from top to bottom, JJ's never played in a defense like this, and we wouldn't need JJ to be JJ. We just need JJ to be good. We would just need JJ to not be bad, right? And I don't think he's capable of that. Like you know what I mean, just take up some space, right? Like he can still do that. Like again, you're not going to play him every down. You just need to take up a little bit of space. Like I think that JJ could be. I wouldn't be opposed to the idea. What's the motherfucking deal? Shout out to Robbie. Like I wouldn't be DeAndre. What's the motherfucking deal? I wouldn't be completely opposed to the idea. Like it's stupid. Like don't get me wrong. It's dumb. It serves no purpose. It doesn't advance the Texans in any way, form, or fashion. Absolutely not. It's not going to necessarily bring in JJ back. It would be purely cosmetic. You know what I mean? It would be purely cosmetic. It's not like it's going to impact his career or anything like that negatively. It would be purely cosmetic for the sake of saying that, one of the greatest to ever play the game, much less one of the greatest Houston Texans, was a part of a Texan Super Bowl winning team. And I think that people would love to say that just because of what he's meant through the city, not only on the football field, but off, right? Personally, I would prefer if the guy that got the gold jacket would be able to come out, like just put him on the roster, let him sit like. And don't get me wrong, I love JJ. JJ, I know, is a lot of people's number one guy. JJ Watt is my number 2 Texan, right? Andre Johnson is number 1, will forever be number 1. I think suffered through this franchise like no one else, right? And to not necessarily reap some of the rewards and recognition. Had he been a receiver of any other caliber, think about all the other receivers that are as good as Andre Johnson and aren't divas. It's very few. It's very few that you could name that you would say that, hey, this guy is as good as Andre Johnson, and you wouldn't consider him a diva or having an attitude. Larry Fitzgerald may be in that conversation. Exactly. Shout out to Texas Outlaw. Exactly. Like you've never seen that happen, right? You've never seen that happen. You've never seen a player get into a fight and be cheered in that way, like and celebrated. Like The NFL don't even look at it as a bad thing. You know what I mean? Like, who gets that kind of leverage? Like, you've never seen anybody get that kind of leeway. Like, hey, Andre Johnson whooped somebody's ass today, and it was great. Let's watch it again. Like, you got to either be that good of a person or you got to be that piece of a shit of a instigator. And I think both of those things came together. Mo Beasley, what's the motherfucking deal? Shit, no to Watson. Hell no. I'm trying to figure out what massage parlors he went to so I know to avoid them. Like you got the best of you got each of those things. So you got a person who nobody can stand in Cortland Innigan. And you know, his name was Finnegan. We already know he got the F knocked out of him. We know that's a wrong. I didn't come up with that joke, so people just say, Hunter City, he came up. I don't take credit for things that I did not come up with. I don't take credit for things that we did not formulate in the sauce. As contrary to popular belief. Now, can we say the same thing for other people? Maybe not so much. But we're talking about Andre, bro. Like the Texans have been fortunate to have mostly, and I know throughout the years we've not liked it. Like, the good character guys, that's kind of overrated. We get tired of it, but in the long run, it pays dividends. But you got to have mostly good character guys, and then you got to throw a few like cuckoo. You got to have like a crazy. You got to have a CWB, and you got to have like a crash out, like a nigga who just really. Just here because he ain't got shit better to do. Like, you got to have a crash out on a team like a nigga who does not give a fuck about throwing away his entire NFL career over his respect. Like one of them dumb. You need like one of them dumb motherfuckers just to throw it all away. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is that the JJ thing would be purely cosmetic. I honestly genuinely believe though that JJ playing amongst this defense, had he played the entire year, he probably gets you 8 or 9. I mean, playing in this defense. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like an interior, like throughout the year, he might get you 8 or 9. I know it's crazy to say that, but this is still JJ Watt, right? It's a lot of shit that ain't going with JJ Watt if you put him up in the middle. So again, it's like I wouldn't be opposed to it. Maybe on a playoff run, JJ gets you 3 or 4, right? Like I can see JJ getting you, you know what I'm saying? You got Hunter and you got Will pushing everything inside. JJ gonna eat. Like it's gonna be a pick your poison. I mean, it's already a pick your poison situation. It's already like you're already in deep shit no matter what you do, right? Fucking with the Texans. But it's a matter of, you know, who do I want to get? Am I gonna give it to Will? Am I gonna give it to Hunter? Or am I gonna give it to JJ? Because it's a situation where you can't do too much. Leonard, what's the motherfucking deal? But I wouldn't be opposed to it. Like I think that would be. I know they just picked up a youngster. I know they just picked up somebody. But I think that would be a very, I wouldn't say a classic. That would be a class act by the team. No, this is a roster. You're trying to win. Like that one roster spot is integral to success. Like you need everybody on that motherfucker contributing just in case. So like it wouldn't be a situation, but if JJ did play, like he would be trash, right? And that's why I mentioned him when we just played Arizona, right? You know, JJ, Arizona, all those things, all those ties. But it's like a situation where I wouldn't be opposed. Like I really don't see the negative. Like I don't see it being I don't think it could hurt, right? Like, is it the best option available? It could be. It could be one of the better options available. It might not be the best absolute option available, but it could be one of the better options available, right? For just a multitude of reasons, right? Like the stuff. Like, who would be opposed to in here? Quick poll, right? You know, we do quick poll. 0 for no, 1 for yes. Would you be against JJ Watt suiting up in a Texans uniform to join the current team on this run to the playoffs? Would you be against it? 0 for no, 1 for yes. Right? We see X7, what's the motherfucking deal? Like, I feel like it would be hard to say no to JJ. Right, like I mean, and it's just my opinion. I might just be old. I might just be an old school Texas fan. It's a new wave. You know what I'm saying? We done washed everything out the building. You know what I'm saying? Master Race, what's the motherfucking deal? And so that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not against. I wouldn't be against it. Like, hey Texans, make the call. Make the call. JJ, look, I know you got the gig. Hey, look, this is a message from Honcho, right? JJ, go ahead, start warming up, start working out, okay? Just start working out. Nick, you know what that means. Go ahead and make the call. I didn't put the word in. Make the call and hit you with the Naruto. Nah, make the call. Not right now, though. Make the call. Make the call for the indie game. Right? Like, make the call for the indie game. JJ, let him get his rocks off, get a couple of easy ones on Rivers. You know what I'm saying? Get back, welcome back. Kind of get the blood flowing. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going to take place between now and then. The Jags are going to jag it up somewhere. Like, we're coming for that. They're going to jag it up somewhere. I don't know how or what, but my honcho spidey senses say they're going to jag it up. Bring people. Look, man, I love D'Amico, right? I love D'Amico. Don't get me wrong. D'Amico is one of my favorite Houston Texans linebackers of all time. Brian Cushing is my favorite Houston Texans linebacker of all time. Like, I don't think y'all that sound effect that shit that y'all, that was Brian. Like, if it was personified, it's Brian Cushing. This nigga headbutted a nigga with his helmet off, bro. Like, y'all done got me way off track. Y'all got me going through the nostalgia situation. Boy, what's the motherfucking deal? But I'm not against. I would not be against bringing back JJ as a part of this defense for this playoff run. Why not? Like, what is it gonna hurt? Let's gotta get into it. Los Angeles Rams. I don't think the Rams are that good. I don't think the Rams are that great. I think if you line the Texans and the Rams up right now, the Texans are coming away with a victory, right? So this is NFL. We're gonna bust all these down. Like, you can't tell me. I know, and a lot of these don't have the Texans in the top 10. I skimmed through them, so I lied a little bit saying I didn't look at them. I don't think there's 10 teams in the NFL better than the Texans. 0 for no, 1 for yes. Do you think there are 10 teams better in the NFL right now today than the Houston Texans? Top to bottom. And this is why I say the conversation about CJ and the way he's playing is crucial right now, right? Again, so if you think there are 10 teams better than the Houston Texans right now, put a 1 in the chat. If you don't believe there are 10 teams better than the Houston Texans in the NFL right now, modern day NFL, somebody, well, in the history of the NFL, we could probably I could calculate that there. You know how some of y'all weirdos like to get all real technical stuff. Don't do that. Victor, what's the motherfucking deal? 0 if you don't think there are. So Los Angeles Rams, line them up right now. We already know how that goes. We're talking about a game where a player error, we might depend on a different outcome of the game. Let's see. Denver Broncos are not better than the Houston Texans. Absolutely. I want to see the Denver Broncos right now. I want to play the Denver Broncos every week for the rest of the season. If we played the Denver Broncos the next 3 games to end the season, we would beat them the next 3 games to end the season, right? Let's be realistic. The only reason the Houston Texans lost to the Denver Broncos was because Davis Mills had no experience with those guys. Davis Mills is number 2. This guy was not expecting to play, especially not expecting to play in that position. You don't have any chemistry with these guys. You come in the middle of a game, you were not expecting to play. Had Davis Mills had a full week to practice and play, I guarantee you, Davis Mills, this is not much less, not CJ Stroud. Like, we could beat the Broncos 3 times out of 3 with Davis Mills having an actual full week to actually have chemistry with new receivers and guys that he's never played with. Okay, so you barely, Rue, what's the motherfucking deal? You barely got the win out of that. We would beat the Broncos. I would play the Broncos for a 17-game fucking schedule. We'd go undefeated. The only reason that y'all won was because the chemistry was thrown. You're starting the game expecting to play with one guy. If you're a receiver you have a chemistry with one guy, this guy, and again, you're still relatively new. You're still building that. You got rookies. You got. So it's just not all there, right? The running back you had, you expected to come in, didn't play out. You just got away from Dari. You swapped up. You kind of finding your position. It's Chubb, your guy. He's getting less down. Like, you got a lot of shit going. You're still finding out your team. The Houston Texans right now, right, with CJ Stroud are blowing the Broncos out every game. Every game, double-digit wins. It's not even close. That defense is overrated. They're not that good. You got to think about it. At that same fucking time, the Houston Texans were still trying to kind of figure out the position of their offensive line. They were still trying to get some things in place. It was still a little bit of confusion going on, right? Like it's a dumb look. I'm gonna be honest. The only miss that the Texans social media has had this year is the Swarm City. I'm not with Swarm City. The Swarm. I'm with that. Just the Swarm. Like that's like an ominous, menacing sounding thing. Welcome to Swarm City. It feels like some. I don't know, man. I don't even know. It sounds like some zombie movie or some shit. I don't know, man. It just that ain't it. The overdog. That's the dumbest shit. That's the dumbest fucking nickname I've ever heard for anything ever in my entire life. Like. And I'm including people's like fantasy football names. The overdog is the most retarded shit. Yeah, the Steppers shit. Yeah, I don't like the Swarm City Steppers. That part. Yeah, like I don't like Swarm City. I don't like Swarm City Steppers. Like we pushed the envelope just a little bit too far. Let's go ahead and reel it back in. It's just really just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Talib's a retard. Talib got CTE. You don't listen to that nigga. Right, this and that. Talib the nigga trying to punk niggas on the field like this nigga like you jacking niggas on the field like you're committing robbery on the field. You snatching niggas saying like you stupid ass nigga dog. You fucking weirdos, bro. I don't give a fuck about that nigga. But yeah, I'm with the shit. What's the motherfucking deal? I don't like it. I don't like the Swarm City Steppers. I don't like it. Rare L, rare miss. Yeah, Crabtree. Like come on, dog, Crabtree, bro. Like Crabtree. Like Crabtree. Michael fucking Crabtree. Oh, that's nice. But again, right? So so it's a situation, bro, where I'm just like, man, let's stop the nonsense. The Denver Broncos are not good. You look at you look at these teams that are at the top that are heading into the playoffs, and you look at their strength of schedule, and then you look at the Texans, and by far the Texans of all the playoff teams. It's the only motherfuckers who have a real schedule who are really beating people. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I hate stats, but stats can be relevant. Like, I don't want to say I hate stats. That sounds stupid. I don't primarily use stats as a measurement of talent, as a grade of talent, right? Because there's so many things that go into a player being able to put those stats on the field. The coach might not like the outfits you wore today, so you're not getting no field. Doesn't mean you're not talented. Doesn't mean you're not good. Doesn't mean you're not capable. Doesn't mean you don't have ability, right? The politics and the bullshit that go into it. TD, what's the motherfucking deal? Oh no, not Calhoun. Calhoun ain't back. Get this nigga up out of here. But what I'm saying is that it takes a lot. So, but the first thing that we do tend to look at is we do look at yes. Yeah, run that. We do look at statistics to kind of get an idea of who is who what. But like if you go to a game, you don't know who's playing, you're going to see talent's going to jump off the field. You're going to see it, right? It is what it is. You look at the Broncos defense versus Texans defense, and you tell me who jumps more off the field. It's by far the Houston Texans defense. Statistically, in the stats that matter, by far the Houston Texans defense. Like, don't get me wrong. There are glamour stats, right? Glamour stats. Stats can be all stats can be glamour stats. Like I can tell you, I have 50 sacks, right? Okay, that doesn't mean anything, right? If I sack you on the first play, second play, and you convert a third down, and you extend the drive, and I sack you again, you convert again. Like I could have a bunch of sacks. That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that you stop and shit. It doesn't mean that you're really pressing shit, that you're doing shit. Just you got a lot of sacks. You make a lot of plays. You make a lot of tackle for losses that are noticeable on the quarterback. That's basically it. Again, a tackle for loss sack, same equivalent. We love sacks way more for whatever reason. And it's cool. It's cool. I'm looking at the logic of the matter. So again, the Broncos, they got a couple little things like glamour stats, but when you look at the overall picture, not even close. And then you look at the overall competition, not even close. It's them niggas are not doing nothing. Bo Nix is not good. Bo Nix is not good. I'll stand on that hill. I'll die on that hill, and then I'll be resurrected 3 days later on that hill to say that shit again because that motherfucker is not it, bro. Like he's not it. Like you would think Broncos learned this. The Broncos learned this lesson from like Tebow and shit like that. That's basically what you got there. Seattle Seahawks. Another game we were there. I don't think they're better than us now. Maybe that day they were there, but they're not. The Seahawks are not better than us now, right? So Yeah, I'll give you that. Like Seahawks. I would play. I'd play them again. I think the Seahawks are more dangerous than the Broncos. Personally, my personal opinion, I think the Seahawks are better than the Broncos. Some of you may disagree. Some of you may not. That's what your opinions are for. The Bills. You're talking about a team that, like, you got to put some respect on their name. Any team that lost to us with Davis Mills should not be above us. David, what's the motherfucking deal? Good, man. Glad. Welcome. You know, I'll be all off the schedule. Sometimes I'll be on point, sometimes I don't, but I'm glad you could join us this evening. Good to see you. But yeah, like I was saying, it's a situation like the Bills. Like, spanked. Like, did we not do that? But this is what tells you, too. This is why I say, like, you got to watch a lot of things. You got to understand why people say what they say. Like, you know, people have agendas. People have a point and intent when they say things. I just be on here talking to y'all because I like to know what y'all think. My agenda. I lied. I said I didn't have an agenda. My agenda is to know what the people think. Right. I try to be a man of the people. Right. And I care more about what y'all think than I care more about what, like, Colin Cowherd thinks. I already know what the fuck he thinks. He thinks whatever the people who pay him want him to think, right? He thinks whatever narrative these big places want him to think, where they push this LA narrative, push this New York narrative, push this whoever's hot, whoever's selling the most jerseys so we can, you know, get a little piece of that crowd to watch. It's like, I don't have an agenda. I just want to know what the people think, right? Like, I think that a genuine feel for the people, like, we're not going to try to filter it out of, you know, this way. They're like genuine. Like I say, and again, if y'all disagree with me, that's more than welcome. I don't care. I prefer that we have, or like, I feel like anybody who just wholeheartedly agrees with anybody 100% is somebody you got to be concerned about. Let's run through this. My bad, I'm tweaking the bottom in the background. Let's run through this. This is the NFL ranking, right? So Buffalo, not better than us. New England Patriots, the first fucking 10 picks of the draft, or basically the Patriots schedule, something like that, something crazy like that. They're not the real deal. And fuck Akeem Talib for saying that he thinks the Patriots is not beating. There, get the fuck out of it. Unless y'all go back and get fucking time, y'all are not beating the fucking Texans. The Bears. I ain't gonna lie though, Caleb Williams has been much better ever since he stopped fucking painting his nails. Jacksonville, absolutely not. Jacksonville is not better than the Texans. Like, I know that initial outing, things didn't look the way we wanted to, but I mean, again, you lost to the Texans with Davis Mills, one of the second largest comeback in franchise history. Scored a game winner. Like, the Jags are not. I mean, the Jags are doing what they're supposed to do, right? They're doing what they're supposed to do at this point, but they're not better than the Texans. Like, we've proven that with a lesser roster, right? Then see this is the shit. See, I gotta do some calculating on the back end. My apologies, y'all. Let me figure this little thing out real quick. So they're doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing, but the Jags. Doing what the Jags tend to do. They're going to jag up. There's a game. I don't know who all they got left. I got to look back, look at their schedule. But the Jags are not going. They're going to take an L this season. We're going to finish out the rest of this season as we should in that division. A division crown will rest where it's supposed to rest. Pardon me. Let's see. I'm in the back. I got to. I'm annoyed with this damn thing. Almost, it might jump in. Let's see. I think the Rams are better than what they were, but I think we can beat the Rams. I don't think the Rams are they're like, just to say hands down, like, we'll get back to the ranking. I'll show you what I mean. So you got 7. We got, yes, my bad. This is shit that I swore was working before the stream, and then we get back to it, and here we go. All right, Jags, no. San Francisco, another team that we've had our way with, right? Another team that we had our way with. No. The Packers. No. And they got us number 10. Number 10. Do you think that the Houston Texans, according to the NFL.com, I'll run through these other ones and I'm going to talk about CJ real quick because I did say I was only going to do a 30, but we went a little bit longer. In your opinion, where are the Houston Texans right now, right, in your personal your personal prayer package, and your personal power rankings, where do you rank the Houston Texans as compared to their peers in the NFL? Drop a number in the chat. If you got anything less than 10, I'm ready to fight. I'm ready. I mean, not less than 10, anything over 10, I'm ready to fight. So while y'all dropping that in the chat, I want to know what y'all think. Run through these others. You got the ESPN has the Rams, has the Seahawks, has the Broncos, the Patriots, the Bills, again, Jacksonville, San Francisco, these teams that we beat, the Eagles, the Green Bay Packers, the Bears, the Chargers, the Lions, and at lucky number 13, the Houston Texans. Right? Like 13. You just spanked the Cardinals by 20, right? And it should have been more than that. It should have been more than that. But, like, come on. There's a thing. Like, I can understand if you thought this was but middle of the pack teams barely win against teams that they should be done. Like, a middle of the pack team shouldn't be dominating opponents like that. So, I mean, again, running through that. You say 5, I see top 5, I see number 2. So I think we're 5. I say 4 after the Chargers. All right, let me see. Let me run through this. That's NFL. This is CBS. CBS has the Broncos number, which is you got Broncos number 1. Your list is shit. If the Broncos are number 1 on your list is poo. Your list is pure poo. All right, give me a second. The system may crash out on me when I do this, but it might not. Let's see. Yeah, so, okay, you're running through this. Yeah, your list is poo. I don't even want to read the rest of the list. But let's run through it real quick. Broncos, Rams, Seahawks, Patriots, Jaguars, Bears, 49ers, Texans number 8. This is probably the list that had us the highest. So the little poo list, hey, there's like a I'm not going to try to come up with a poo analogy. I ain't got it. I ain't got it. I do not have it. I do not have a poo analogy. So there's that. The bot looks like it's shaking now. Show y'all a couple things real quick, right? So y'all see the little thing in the corner, the sauce lotto, right? I don't know if y'all have enough sauce. I think it might be 100 sauce. It might cost a lot of sauce to do that. I think the Packers are decent, honestly, but I think we could beat the Packers. So if you want to join lotto, I forgot what the numbers are, but I think it's under 30. I think it's like 1 through 30. You do a lotto exclamation point, and then you pick 3 numbers, and eventually I'm going to do a drawing, and then if your 3 numbers hit, then you get that whole lotto pot, and if they don't, the rest of it's supposed to go into the thing. Well, how the fuck I ain't got sauce? How the fuck I ain't got sauce for my own goddamn thing? All right. Anyway, yeah, that could be. It does look more. Like, now that you mention it, hold on. Now that you mention it, let's take a look. I didn't click on that shit. Yeah, it does look like they are going purely off win-loss record. That makes sense, but it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. That's kind of stupid too, because again, if you're just going wins and losses, then like, who did you win? Who did you beat? Who did you whatever? Look at Fox Sports Power Rankings. Here we go. These are the Brady's thoughts power rankings, right? Brady's thoughts. The first thing he said is they didn't deserve it, but the Texans ended up on the outside looking in this week with an honorable mention. I'm sure there'll be some opinions out there, so let me know who you think should have gotten the boot. Even Brady knows the Texans have to be in the top 10 conversation, right? They have to be in the conversation. So, Who do y'all think? Oh, I need to refresh this shit too because I think, oh, there we go. All right, cool. So yeah. See, now you see when you play the blackjack, it shows up on screen. So we can all watch 335, see if he makes a good decision. And if he doesn't, we can talk about his poor hand that he picked. So that's nifty. So, like I'm saying, it's just a situation where, let me run down his 10. Green Bay, who comes out of, Brady admitted it, right? Brady admitted that the Texans should be in there. So out of the 10 that he listed, who do you think needs to come out of his top 10? The Packers, the Bears, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the San Francisco 49ers, the New England Patriots, the Seattle Seahawks, the Chargers, the Bills. It's hard for me to see anybody put the Bills in the top 3, knowing that they got spanked. But like, how do you have them in the top 3 and you're not in your that bothers me. Right? Like that bothers me. He's got Rams number 2 and he has Broncos number 1. Like those two bother me. Because I feel like any given Sunday, you're spanking. I hope they reset. They might have reset the thing because they were doing some whatever. Okay, cool. But yeah, there's a lot of little random shit going on. As I'll see. Let me see. Yeah, because I keep forgetting to tell you about the little games and stuff that work. But yeah, so that was my thoughts on that. So kind of want to talk about CJ real quick, briefly, and my thoughts on just kind of where he is. I meant to pull the stats up from the last game. Matter of fact, let me see. Let me see if it's if I got it set up. Yeah, let's go with that one. All right. Let's refresh that. Yes, it's tinkering in the background. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm broke. I ain't got no sauce. See, yeah, I see what it is. So I ain't got no sauce. I done made the sauce and I ain't got no damn sauce. That's terrible. That's terrible. They said made you wait 20 minutes. That's what I'm saying. Like it's some probably my fault somehow for tinkering with something, but it's always some shenaniganery going on with the sauce. Let me restart this. Let me see what's going on. All right, my bad, y'all. Cause like I gotta have a very odd interest in resolving these problems. No. Okay, there we go. All right, but yeah, so the thing about this, and everybody's like, kind of been having their opinions on my thoughts on CJ this little run, right? They were like, oh, you're giving a lot more props to Davis Mills and things like that than you were giving to CJ. Davis Mills up until maybe like the last game or so, and I'm not saying like you said you had the 49ers game, Ravens game. There's a couple of games sprinkled out throughout the season that I would say notably, I wouldn't call them statement games, but were good games from CJ. LaMelo, what's the motherfucking deal? But it was like it was a situation where let's restart it. Let's see. I wasn't knocking him, but it's like if you're seeing your partner put up 50 in a game, right? 45 in a game and a 35, 40 in a game and do it consistently, play well consistently. You're not going to get as excited when he dropped 20 in a game, when he dropped 25. And it may be a winning effort, right? But it's not going to be like, you see this nigga get a 50-point triple-double, right? So you know what he's capable of. You know the greatness within him. And I'm not talking about him, just saying somebody who's using a basketball reference. Are you going to be excited about the game that he might have had, 20-5? It's a good game by game standards, but it's not what you expect, right? Now, when the motherfucker who generally comes off the bench during trash time, just really doesn't see any PT, gets into the game and due to injury or for whatever reason and goes off, has a game that's above what's expected of him, you're going to get more excited for that game, right? You're going to get more excited for that game watching that underdog guy, not the overdog, the underdog go off than you would having the superstar have a regular game. Would you say that's a fact, or would you say that's a stretch? If you would agree with that, drop a 1. If you would disagree, 0. You would get more excited for an underdog having a great game than you would for an average player a great player having an average game. You would be more excited for that underdog coming off the bench and dropping that 20 and 5 than you would for the superstar, because the superstar, he's capable of dropping that 50. You're going to get excited because that's my mentality. That's been my whole mentality with the CJ thing. People are pushing like I'm pro Davis Mills or I'm running. We know what Davis Mills is. I like to push the Davis Mills gag from way back when, Jack Tripper. You say you're off the CJ train. Again, it's some things like there's notable factors that go into it, right? That you have to attribute to maybe the shaky play early on. That's why I say I give a lot of leeway. I was never like, oh, we got to get rid of him, or like, oh, he's terrible. Like, oh, But I called that there would be certain narratives because of what happened. There will be certain narratives because of what happened with Davis Mills winning those 3 games that, now there is more pressure on. See, that's a known fact. I mean, it's just you can't take that away, right? Like, you can't take it away because, again, the guy that we don't expect to do does. Now you're going to look at the starter and you're going to expect him. You're the starter for a reason. You're notably better than this guy. Well, now we expect you to do. So that's why I said like that. Those 3 Davis Mills wins at a point where CJ hadn't strung 3 together like that would cause pressure. Now that CJ's put those 3 together, I know people say, well, all right, so now he's done what Davis did, but we need him to do better than what Davis has done. Like it's no longer, it's not about doing the same thing, Davis. You're the starter. You should be doing more. You should be superseding. Like, it shouldn't be close. It should be 6 straight, right? If you're the starter, you should be putting 6 together over with. Like, so I'm not knocking it, but let's get back to what my point though, is that what you saw last game was he was pretty surgical last game. He was good. Like, CJ was putting it where it needed to be. CJ was playing well. I forgot what his thing, but I forgot what his percentage was. And this is what I say. But what you do have left, and I'm glad you brought that point up. You have the schedule to get back into that groove, right? Like, you have the Raiders. You got the Colts. I forgot who was. Who was the in between game? I'm forgetting somebody. Who's after the Raiders? It's Raiders, Chargers, Colts. Yeah, like. You're gonna have the Raiders gonna give you opportunity to go ahead, like I said, get that warm up, go ahead, put your 4th one together, get your, get in that flow, and be ready for a team that people are saying is better than you for whatever reason. In the Chargers, we go ahead, we're gonna spank them too, but we'll talk about them when we get there. We're not gonna look at the Raiders. We're not gonna. If any game would be a trap game, I think the Raiders game would be more of a trap game than the Arizona game would have been, right? Right, and I agree, and that's kind of where I was up until, like I said, last game. Last game he played a good game. Like, I'm gonna give him his due. Last game he played a good game. He's looked better each game back, coming from the injury, the concussion. Like I said, but it's just you have to understand how people think. You have to understand how people are going to respond to it. Like, regardless of how we feel about it. Also, the risk why I said that pressure was on me. This is the point I want to make about before I change something. The pressure was on, especially after the Davis 3, is because now we were in a conversation where nobody was really talking playoff. We're talking about survival at that point, right? You're down 3. The odds are still in your favor. We've done this before, but we weren't talking playoffs as boldly, you know what I'm saying, as much with our chest out as we are now, right? You still weren't aware of how great this defense was. We knew it was really good. And then you got a guy who then brought you back into that playoff conversation. Now you have to sustain that conversation. You can't afford to fall out of that conversation. So that's what I say. But being a star, being the heavy is the head that wears the crown. And that's all I'm doing is just saying, I'm calling it out. Like, there's things that are you can't have a conversation about CJ and Davis Mills because they're not in the same conversation, not in the same caliber, not in the same pay grade. But I just saw an interesting stat about like highest paid QBs that are not starting and right now. And out of all of them, Davis Mills is the only one with a winning record, right? That's super crazy. Like, they're showing the top 5 is like Russell, somebody else, Davis Mills, and 2 unknowns. So I say it's super crazy, right? No, but it's not. That's the thing, though. But here, this is what I'm saying, though. All right, TD. So you're saying that if you know he has the potential, which is the concern, which gives me the right to criticize it, because if I know you have the potential, you've shown it on multiple occasions, and then you string together several games where it's lackluster, it looks questionable, right? Where you're not executing in the same fashion we've seen you do, in prior years. And I'm not just talking about play calling, but just certain passing things that were open opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Being able to lead guys, like certain shit that you were doing masterfully in your rookie year, and then it seems like it regressed. You have to start questioning. Okay, now you're showing flaws. You're showing things on tape that we weren't seeing from you. Okay, you got to look at it the same way that your opposing coordinator is going to look at it, right? Like, why wouldn't you? All right, well, we see weakness here. You know what I'm saying? He's not picking up this read. He's not picking up blitzes, or, you know what I'm saying, he's not, prior to the snap, he's not reading well, or whatever it may be that you're noticing about him. As a fan, you should be noticing the same thing, because that's what opposing defensive coordinators are going to notice, and that's what they're going to use to leverage. So you start looking at stuff and you're questioning, what is it? Because then when you watch him, it's not necessarily a consistent it's random problems at random times that he didn't have before. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, and I definitely attributed a lot of it to the new OC, but then you start questioning, like, how much is it of him installing this offense, still trying to get it down? Is he still out there thinking? And it's again, not a knock on. These are all human characteristics, so it's okay to ask these questions. Asking these questions is not, hey, the man's not perfect, I'm not perfect, nobody's perfect, so it's okay to ask these questions. There's nothing wrong with inquiring, because we get to the point now that I want to make is that if you do have the guy, which I know we have this guy, but we need to see this guy consistently, that showed up last Sunday, right? Because the most of the time we've been talking about this team, we're talking about this team and nobody's thinking about the guy that showed up last Sunday. We're thinking about the guy that's been playing most of the year, who's been managing the game. Like, then this defense win with a game manager has been the real Texans conversation. This conversation this year has not been, can this Texans team win with C.J. Stroud? It's been, can this Texans team win as long as the quarterback doesn't fuck it up for them, right? Because C.J. has had a couple of good games, but again, nobody's having that conversation that C.J. one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now, right? When I truly honestly believe that when he's on, he can be one of the best, right? You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not, and I'm saying I'm not right now. You're not putting money in the contract. You might pick up the 50 year, whatever, but I don't think you pay that. You're not paying that fee right now, right? And then this is why I say you have to think about a lot of shit that comes with this, because now you have to look at it. Quarterbacks have egos, right? Quarterbacks have egos. You got some of these guys who are more gritty, who understand the game, who understand this is what I'm going to have to do. You have certain guys, and you have agents that have egos as well, who say, okay, well, if you're not giving me what I want, then I'm gonna make sure my client goes and does something. Or if you're not giving me what I want, well, this guy got paid then. I know I didn't play good. I know I didn't do this, and I didn't accomplish this, and this. I'm not saying CJ's that guy. I truly do believe he's genuinely the God-first guy that he puts himself out to be. But I'm just saying, you have these guys. These are things that have come up before. And you look at it and you say, hey, man, is this going to be a problem? Does this turn him off of the Texans? If they don't pay him like someone else coming up, or y'all paid so and so because you haven't seen from him what you may have seen from someone else, does that leave a bad stain? Is it okay when the opportunity comes, I'm out of here? Or now we have this distance between your quarterback and your franchise? Like, there's a lot of things that can come up from this. So all I'm doing is I'm just having an honest conversation, because I look at, again, my job here is to present entertainment for y'all, because y'all can go get the data. Y'all can go get that shit from anywhere else. I don't want to talk about this. I don't care about that. We're here to have a conversation. We're here to enjoy being Texans fans and speaking on speculations and all that other stuff. So all I'm saying is that I think about these things and how things that seem minuscule to us can turn into a large rift, right? Because I don't think many of us even realize that there was an issue, or there were several issues between WD-40 and the Texans organization until after the fact, right? until after the fact, until the behavior start acting weird, until all those things start happening weird. Like, you have to, you know what I mean? But like I say, it's if Trevor did, why not? Well, at this point this year, like, I mean, but you make an argument for this year, right? Who's doing more labor on the Jags team, the Jags offense or the Jags defense? Right? Like, I mean, because as a franchise, you don't want to just give away unnecessary. Like, you get motherfuckers to play for $32, you get them, you do it, right? Like, it's not about, hey, I want to just give you so much money because I love you. No, I want to feel the best team I can. And if I can use your services, to do that, and we can agree, then hey, then that's what we'll do. As a business, you're in the job of making money, not giving it away. So I got it. I get it though. But here's the deal. With what you got right now, and this is just a hypothetical, again, this is not a diss on CJ. This is just be realistic. It's okay to have real conversation with grown men. Them niggas getting paid way more than we'll ever see. And it'll be all right. I don't think their feelings get hurt by us having some real conversations. With this team as is, and the Jags as is, whose team is going to suffer a bigger downfall from the loss of a quarterback? And then whose team is going to have a harder time getting a quarterback to come play with that roster? Right? You got to pay Trevor. Who the fuck wants to go to Jackson? Who in the fuck willingly, in their prime, wants to go to Jacksonville? You know what I'm saying? No. I'm in agreement. I'm just saying, like, because I know there's other people who go, don't pay, you call him Trevor, and gonna act like I'm not insulting the man. Because people have been mad at me because of the Mills takes and all that other stuff. There's not feelings in these things. Like, I'm not trying to be buddies with these niggas. I could care less. This is my entertainment. But again, they are human beings. We're gonna respect. But I'm like, at the end of the day, like, this is entertainment, right? And speaking of entertainment, I need to get back. I got some shit I need to talk about in the den. I just ain't finished with the den thing. By the end of this week, we're gonna be in the den because I gotta talk about everything. Anywho, but yeah, I mean, you have to go nuts though. Like, you have to go nuts. Like, if he wins you a Super Bowl, like if there's a difference between winning you a Super Bowl and being a part of a Super Bowl winning team. You know what I mean? So all I'm saying is right now, like, when you have leverage over teams in certain situations, I don't think CJ has a lot of leverage, right? Like, imagine getting mad and knowing you got an unhappy Joe Burrow out there somewhere, right? You got an unhappy Joe Burrow who the fuck wants to be in Cincinnati, right? You kind of got to understand, like, hey, there's potential to do other things. Don't you tell me that bullshit. I already know what that play is. But yeah, there's a potential to do different things. So it's like, I'm not knocking. I want CJ to be here. I want CJ to be here. I don't want CJ back there. Would you trade, like, quick, 0 for yes? 0 for no, 1 for yes. We're about to get ready to wrap it up because I said I'm gonna do an hour. I gotta get ready to go take care of some stuff. That's what I was about to say right now. Would you trade right now Joe Burrow for CJ Stroud? 0 for no, 1 for yes. That'll be the last poll of the thing before we get ready to wrap it up. Make sure you guys follow on kick.com/SawSports. Try not to get sick. I need to get some orange juice. Twitch.tv/SawSportsTV. Follow on those two platforms. I'm telling y'all. Follow on Kick, right? Because I like to tell y'all shit. I'm like a super open book. I need to work on that. But preferably Kick, right? Because one, Kick has a little bit more leeway with the freedom of speech and things. You say, y'all know I like to talk crazy. Sometimes I go on tirade. Sometimes I may say things that aren't friendly that can easily get your Twitch count evaporated, and Twitch don't give a fuck about you. Kick also, because in the long term, I think they pay their creators better, but we'll get there. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But mainly for the freedom of speech, mainly because I can do things on those platforms because of the way they're done that I can't do so much on YouTube. as far as streaming wise. So ultimately, that's probably what's going to tend to happen is streams are going to end up moving to probably Kick because Twitch won't let you multi-stream. So if anything will happen, like Twitch will ban you for multi-streaming, multi-platforming. So if anything, it'll be streaming on YouTube and Kick, multi-streaming on YouTube and Kick at the same time. Worst case scenario, it'll be Kick only because of just what I can do if I can't get this YouTube situation. I'm actively working on it, trying to get more units so that way I can do a lot more shit. But yeah, man, like I said, it's I kicked peanut. I was wondering why my toes ain't been getting nibbled on. But it's a lot going on. So make sure you're following on Kick, Soft Sports TV on Twitch. If you want to support the channel, all the links are in the description. If you want to follow on Instagram, Soft Sports HTX. Same thing on Twitter. I'm having fun with brain fog. I'm forgetting something. Something else I want to say. Like when I got 2 or 3 things on my mind, like something I want to say, like I'm going to make sure I need to say this before I wrap it up, but I need to do this part. Yeah, all the links in the description. Just use the fucking links in the description. What are you talking about? What's wrong with me? TD, you know what? We'll be in the Discord after this, right? We'll be in the Discord after this. And we'll have plenty to discuss, right? So, why I do Coleridge Sanchez, man, y'all know I be using the little AI for the thumbnails and all this because I'll be trying to do a bunch of shit like it's just. And, you know, I be having to switch hats. And so when I be trying to work on the back end shit, I don't be want to fucking go and try to get into Photoshop and do all this shit. So, yeah, I use the AI shit. I don't give a fuck. Because you have people, oh, my God, AI, bitch. What's the difference? What's the difference between me, AI, and some shit and Photoshop and some shit that didn't exist? It's an unrealistic scenario for a fucking thumbnail that never occurred. Like, yeah, and the people who super anti-AI, I be worried about y'all. Like, leverage that shit in your favor, right? Like, I used to be that guy, like, just anti-AI. Not that I thought it was stupid. I was just anti-AI. But, like, if you're using that shit for your fucking entertainment, use that shit. Anyway. Yeah. And so I was doing some shit. I shared some of the pictures in the fucking thing. But that one I did with the flag, and he was standing over Patrick Mahomes a couple of weeks ago. Like, some of the other versions of that shit, he looked Hispanic, bro. Like it did not look like one of them looked like a Filipino and one of them looked like a Hispanic. So we start calling him Coleridge Sanchez. Coleridge Sanchez. That's my quarterback, man. So with that shit being said, I fucks with y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. My apologies because, like I said, the bot working. I gotta. It's something, and that's what I'm saying with YouTube, like with Kick and with Twitch, like the bot's always on 24/7. With the way YouTube is set up, it has to recognize that the stream is live. But yeah, going about that is causing a little bit of an issue, and it's not responding right. So like, it's supposed to recognize when I have a stream scheduled, and then because the chats start working and so it's supposed to work when that chat's working. But if for whatever reason it's not doing that with YouTube, and that shit's pissing me off. It's like I'm trying to get that figured out, right? Because I really want to get to the point where we just cut everything on. We get on here and have a real smooth conversation. I ain't got no tinkering in the background. It does that when I'm not live for whatever reason, but when I get live, it's always hiccups and fuck ups. So we just gonna make it shake. But with that being said, man, hey, look, Sauce Nation, you guys are the freshest motherfucking ingredients in the world. I appreciate y'all being here. Again, go find an old sauce, let that shit play in the background, trying to build up them watch hours. I think we're a little short of 1,000 right now, right? I think I last looked at it, it was like 950 something, like 957. We got to get to 3,000 hours total so that I can get the super chats and shit back. But if you want to support the channel, you can go to Streamlabs or Stream Elements in the description. I'm working on some other shit. Some shit ain't nobody got. Just stay tuned, man. Like, just keep fucking with the sauce. It's only gonna get better. Should have wrapped it up after the Joe Burrow question. Hey, man, all I'm saying is, hey, man, a veteran that's been there to the big ship. I'm just saying, I was a guy, hey, man, you know, it is what it is. Hey, South Station, I fuck with y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but the fact y'all came and chose to kick it with me and Sauce Nation. Shout out to the round table. It's your Boy and Honcho, I'm gone. So welcome to Sauce Center. That's what I need to make a fucking anyway, let me get
What the hell is Sauce Sports or whatever that last call was talking about? What the hell is that? That was a weird,
from Free Love, man.